Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. Open relationship. Who else has been conned into letting their wife have an affair? I agreed to it because after 19 years it seemed like an adventure. It didn't bother me that she wanted to explore her sexuality in a way she couldn't when she was younger. There were rules put in place. Turns out I'm an idiot and let the thought of having some strange after nearly 2 decades of marriage cloud my judgment. If she broke the rule of not anyone you knew or was close to, she may have already been having an EA or worse and needed your okay to cheat. Duck that. You have 2 choices. Find a new girlfriend and end your marriage. End your marriage, then find a new girlfriend. Either way your 19-year marriage is over. If you go back she will further cheat and disrespect you. I know now that it was mostly about getting the okay to duck her co-worker. Supposedly there was another, but I'm not sure I believe that. I'm 99.9% positive it was all about the co-worker. That was a trick too because I know him but we weren't close. He was part of her group of work friends that got together sometimes and hung out together at work. He technically wasn't against the rules. So that means it was most likely already an EA, which is cheating. Sorry. But she did not have the okay to duck her co-worker. That definitely does not fall under what you both agreed to. She knows full well that she was not allowed and your agreement just allowed her to justify her cheating. Anyway, now you know she's a cheater and a liar. Record proof and get a lawyer. So now that she has ducked the co-worker, if you plan on reconciliation, which means no more open marriage, is she willing to quit her job and go no contact with co-worker or anyone else she ducked? If not, your best option is divorce. This happened a couple years ago. He was let go from the company in the middle of all of this. Once he found out I knew he disappeared. We are still together but it doesn't mean no more open marriage. I'm not committing to monogamy after that. Wear a condom with her from now on. Actually, 2 condoms would not be excessive. Smile. Marriage is a commitment to monogamy. Don't delude yourself. Staying married in name only while you're both cheating on one another is not a marriage. It's codependency at best, mental illness at worst. Well, thanks for your diagnosis. The delusion of an open marriage is what got you into this mess in the first place. Downvote me all you want, but the state of your marriage is a perfect reflection of your values. Assuming you don't have children, for the love of God please tell me you don't. Why would you remain married to this person? From your comments in this post you seem to either have incredibly low self-esteem or you have already been broken by this woman. If you can't get out you should at least enjoy the benefits of the open relationship and hire an escort. Use a condom though, man. Also, if you could manage to actually find a woman to date you after getting over your self-confidence issues, I would recommend it. It would probably spin her right back into you. She sounds like the kind of selfish person that once she saw you happy with someone else she would probably try to end your open relationship because of jealousy. And if that works you'll have her on the hook from that point forward. If she starts to step out you just make it look like you're calling your ex from when you had an open relationship and she will come crawling back. If she's not a total ducking narcissist this is a good way to keep her in step and keep your relationship sound if you're willing to, even though she's not that great. I have some women I chat with on a regular basis. Yes, they are real, but they're too far away for actual contact. Most people would consider my relationships with them cheating. I'm not broken, I'm settled in. I've adjusted accordingly to keep my life how I want it. I'm still on the lookout for my piece of the action and thank God for the occasional massage parlor visit. Well, I'm glad you making it work for you. Just make sure you're looking at things correctly and not deluding yourself and you'll probably be fine. Story 2. One night everything changed. Need support. My so and I have been together for 4 years, we are both airline pilots, we are engaged and the wedding is in a few months. We were looking at buying a house and actively trying to have a child together with no success. She often says she loves our life together up until today. Yesterday my fiancée confessed she has been cheating on me for the last 6 months with a co-worker. She confronted me crying hysterically and fully admitted what she had done, that she had ducked up royally and wanted me to ask her any questions about the infidelity. So back in December she worked with this guy that she connected with whom I've met before. She talked fondly of him then and I was concerned that this might be a problem in the future. This is a co-worker that lives on the other side of the country and that she rarely sees at work. I noticed she was hanging out with him every time she passed through his city and I confronted her directly in February about it. She lied, said nothing to worry about, they connected as friends etc. A few months later she asked if it was okay if she took a road trip with this guy, which I told her it was not okay and that even thinking about it was improper, so she did not go. She once invited him over with other friends and I met him. Maybe she wanted me to be less suspicious if I knew the guy. The whole night he was trying to win me over, which I wasn't game for as I had my suspicions. Fast forward, she admitted to talking to him a bunch on the phone and they had sporadically had sex 5 times over the last 6 months ending last week. I asked why tell me now, she felt guilty and could not in good conscience say I do without me knowing about her indiscretion. He is leaving his wife now but she says doesn't want to be with him, she wants to put in the work, cut him out completely and have a life with me. I asked why she felt the need to do it. We spent the entirety of COVID living together and hanging out every day. Over time she felt I was less interested in her and she felt disconnected. I didn't initiate sex anymore. She has routinely turned me down early in the relationship, for which I stopped trying, so we had it when she wanted it. She never blamed me through this ordeal. She has accepted all the blame, but I do know I am no saint. It takes 2 to tango in a relationship and we started to drift apart. I stopped organizing for us to do things and she felt like she was dragging me to do stuff. In the spring we talked about our problems and I have been actively trying to do more and initiate more activities for us to do together. I was trying. She stayed in the guest room last night and cried till 1 a.m. dry heaving all night. I was awoken this morning by the same thing at 6 a.m. Like anyone in his situation, I am deeply hurt, emotionally confused and feeling lost. This wound is deep and very fresh. I've been cheated on once before, which she knew, and she has been cheated on before. I obviously have strong feelings for her, but I do know cheating is a choice and lying/deception is a choice. Up until this point she has always been a very honest person, loving, caring and during this time very remorseful. If we do try to work it out, I feel like she will put in the work, but I don't know how I will feel in the future. I've definitely been going through all the emotional escape mechanisms, not denial, to cope with this news, and I know I'm not in the right mindset to make good decisions. Edit 1. So the other guy apparently felt more feelings for my fiancé than for his wife, so he left her and asked to be with fiancé. She hasn't said it, but I'm sure he threatened to tell me when she rebuffed him. What a mess. Edit 2. Thank you for all the replies and support. It does mean a lot to me. I had her write down the entire timeline on how and where it all happened. She has expressed her willingness to quit aviation if it means being together. I still need time to heal and to have a clear mind. The wedding will be called off and obviously the sex has stopped. I think I need to move out and reevaluate my situation with a clear head. Man, emotions suck. Edit 3. She started the EA in December shortly after she met the guy. The PA started in January. I noticed something weird in February and confronted her about it. Was assured he's just a friend blah blah blah. Told her I didn't like their friendship and that if she isn't careful it might lead to something more. In May I confronted her again and told her I didn't want her seeing him again, then continued to see him after she agreed not to. Man, this is so bad. Edit 4. So I've only seen the last 2 days of messages between the WW and AP due to the rest being on Snapchat. From what I saw, she told him she was done with it all, done with him, and she was going to tell me. There were about 25 more messages of him being pissed about ghosting, asking if she told me because he was going to tell his partner at the same time. I have super limited trustworthy info. Her telling it and writing in a timeline, she says she was slowly built up with him taking an interest in her where I was absent and didn't seem to want her or take an interest in her. We obviously had issues going both ways and did not communicate at all. Once she had slept with him a few times, she said she felt obligated to continue because she didn't want her life with me to blow up and risk having him tell me or his wife I told her I would leave her if she ever cheated. She knew the consequences from the beginning. Edit 5. Man, 2 days after her last encounter with the AP, she invited me out to a friend's makeup wedding shower barbecue that she was attending. Being the good BF, I dropped by after work, which she was super happy I came. Why TF would she do that? New update. Dude, there's no coming back from this. When cheaters cheat, they actively make a choice to forsake everything that is supposed to matter to them, and that entirely includes their souls. Nothing matters to them than their own self-gratification. She knew the risks. She knew what lies to tell you. And in those 6 months, she didn't stop to think about you. Not once. Those tears of hers aren't for you. They're for her AP. Most likely, her confessions to you weren't out of guilt. Her AP probably broke things off with her or was going to tell you, and that propelled her to finally desperately confess. Make no mistake, my friend, she lied to you for 6 months. What would have happened if it was 6 years? And while married? With kids? This is why communication is vital to every relationship. Do you really want to have a chance having a future with this woman? If you decide for reconciliation, make her earn every penny of it. She has to put in the bulk of the work. Otherwise, if it can't be done, leave her and save yourself and heal your pain. Don't let 4 years become 40 wasted. Choose wisely, my friend. And good luck. Update, one night everything changed. Update continued from D-Day +6. So I told her from day one that if she cheated on me that I would leave her, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm in the process of moving out, and hopefully this week I'll sign a year lease on a sick waterfront condo. She has taken upon herself to stay at her best friend's place until I get my departure sorted out. Up until a few days ago she was trying to come by after asking to talk and be close to me because she is afraid of losing me. We did more in the last week than we really did the whole relationship, but it doesn't excuse her actions. I have given her no direction on how to handle this situation even after she has asked me what to do. So far she has confessed to the affair, given a fairly accurate timeline with details that paints her in a poor light. Of the info I know for a fact and fact-checked, she has been truthful so far, and I have not caught her in a lie. She has unconditionally accepted responsibility for her poor actions, accepts her punishment and any decision I come to. She has shown grief, regret, and is showing signs of true remorse. Constructive. She has explained to her family what she has done, informed all wedding guests that she has ducked up and I left her for it. She has incurred all outstanding costs of the cancelled wedding. Recognized she has destroyed a relationship, a marriage and a family. She has shown me a confirmation of being signed up for a therapist, shared her constant phone location and blocked all forms of communication with the AP. She has expressed she is ashamed of the person she has become and she doesn't want to be that person. She asked no questions when I asked for screenshots of AP's last messages/missed calls, or about when the AP's wife reached out to me, which I sent the screens to as proof he was full of shit. All these things I have never hinted, asked or demanded of her. This was all thought of and initiated by the WW. The AP's wife and I had a half-hour phone call and I filled her in on all the info I had. That poor woman. My situation is ducked, but hers is far worse. I have reached out to a lot of my close friends for support and guidance, and the show of support has been very uplifting. I'm embracing all the hurt feelings when I get triggered by things while packing. It has helped immensely. I have shared to WW the book How to Help a Partner Heal After an Affair, and she has taken upon herself to fully read it the same day I shared it. Her attitude about giving me space has changed and affirms she is committed to winning me back and doing whatever it takes. Only time will tell if she has the constitution to keep it up. That will be her true test if she is remorseful and willing to improve. I have no idea what I'm going to do down the road, all I can do is take it day by day. Edit 1. This is gonna kill any sympathy for my story, but we are complicated and flawed creatures trying to figure life out. Long ago I was the other guy, and halfway through flirting with the girl I knew she had a BF and continued anyways. After the first night it progressed from an EA to a PA. We were both so ashamed of ourselves we never talked again. I vowed to never do that again. If I can change from it, I hope she can too. Based on our history, how it blindsided everyone I know, and her long-term willingness to fix it, she seems to have been misguided in her actions. I think deep down she is a good person but is flawed. This is my struggle. Dude. Sounds like you covered all the bases and are handling it the best you can. Yep. Let her go. Maybe she can fix herself for the next person. But how she is built? I doubt it. At least you are out. When they show you who they really are, believe them. Stay friends if you want. But I'd recommend North Carolina for a good chunk of time, for you to get your head on completely straight, and for her to actually do the work she needs to do to become a less shitty person. Time is the most precious commodity we have, so investing and or wasting it on someone who has hurt you so doesn't seem like strong advice. But you do you. Good luck on whichever avenue you choose. It's not your fault you're here. But damn if it's not your responsibility to fortify and protect you from further abuse. From his or any other person. Similar to finding a leak in your roof during a heavy downpour. Not your fault, but it will be if you don't fix it before the next storm. Just because your house might be getting a tad more roomy, does not mean you should neglect it. In hindsight, if she was a stronger person, she would have left me based on how our relationship was going. I've brought that up to her. Regardless of the next relationship, I won't be asleep at the wheel. You don't think if she was stronger she would have communicated better with you instead of leaving? Probably both. Or a million other things. What did she say when you said if you weren't happy you should have left, or at minimum communicate about your feelings? She said she took the easy way out of her problems. Didn't want to face the hard truths. Or just deluded herself. I think that's the thing, though. She needs to want to grow for herself, not for you. Her self-betterment needs to be about that bettering herself. If you're the focal point, it just becomes a game of keeping you as happy as possible, rather than finding a better woman within herself. I think North Carolina for several months is probably for the best. Just don't wait on her at that time. I won't. Reconciliation is possible if you both decide that's what you want. She has to face she turned into a person she would hate in any other instant. It sounds like she has realized that and is taking the steps to better herself, but it's early still. I do think space and time apart is needed. Have some joint counseling to figure out if you both want the same things and to help you with communication skills. I will say don't rush any decisions until you have processed the trauma. Do you need the new big place right away kind of thing? Yes, stop the wedding and all that. If you decide to reconcile, it's a 2 to 5 year journey to normalcy. A difficult factor is your job and the trust it takes being apart so much, so think long and hard before deciding. I don't think her giving up aviation is the answer, but is it possible that they never work together if she asks HR or something? Unless he switches bases, it is fairly easy to avoid people. I've been at the company for 6 years and there are still thousands of people who I haven't met but have been here for as long or longer. How will you truly know that she is avoiding him? She could just get a burner phone or use apps that actually hid the communication from your cell provider as well. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.